think it's a great idea, Tony. I think we should
all
propose.
kinds of ways to make it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell everyone all the time, you know, we are one of the few organized, so we can't call it a sport because sports have set rules and regulations that everyone in the building can follow. So we have to say we either like a pageant, which that just sounds too weak. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a few things that we could do to put a standard in our sport, in our events or whatever. That way we can physically call a sport. We have a point system now. If you win, place, how you place, and then a way for you to determine how you place. You know what I'm saying? Like we have prejudging and we have night show. It's supposed to be 50-50.
Right.
But I mean, but how is it really? Is it 50-50 really? I mean, you know what I'm saying? How do we know other than that's what the judges are tallying? So in other words, to legitimize it, you have to come up with some kind of way where, just like yesterday when we were watching the Super Bowl, you know, somebody goes out of bounds or somebody, you know, offsides or false start or whatever, the ref calls it, but we can see it as well because we know the game. And that's what's missing from our sport. People that's been following the sport for 10, 15 years can walk out of a bodybuilding show saying, what the hell just happened?
Right.
So that's where I think we can improve and make it better for everyone, fans, athletes, promoters, you know. I mean, you know, with the whole world of technology now, you can even throw in, you know, letting the audience, after the judges pick the top 6, let the audience pick the winner because, you know, everybody can text it in.
Right.
So, I mean, we got technology to take it to that level. Think how much more interesting it would be if you got, you know, 10, 20,000 people voting on the internet and then plus the 3,000 or 4,000 people voting in the arena. That would be intense.
I agree with you.
Just ideas. You know, that
very
way
good ideas.
You start getting the prize money up to, you know, 3, 4, 5. And now when you start getting some serious sponsors, people are going to start wanting to see this stuff if we can just tighten it up. I mean, we got awesome bodies, so that's making people want to come, but you still got people leaving the arena. I mean, I go travel all over the world, and people are like, we don't understand how this person. I'm like, I'm up on stage. I don't know either. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, some kind of way it needs to be a better connection between what's going on, so everybody can you know, so it can be a real fan of the sport, not just a fan of the athlete.
Right. You're right. You're 100% right, and I hope that the powers that be or someone's listening to this, and maybe you could make a proposal, and that's how the sport evolves and changes for the better. Because you know what really has happened? The sport really has changed, but most of the change has occurred in the women's divisions. They've added like 3 or 4 new women's divisions over the last couple of years, and the numbers have ballooned. And I think that while they added a men's physique division, I really think they've done very little to help the bodybuilding evolve. And and I think I think we need some more creativity in there, and I think to make it more interesting. I'm not saying to make it like WWE wrestling, but once again, a point system, or, you know, I think they were doing it. They had the right idea when they tried to bring that challenge round in back in the day, but it just wasn't executed right, so it kind of screwed everything up.
It was too long and drawn out. Everyone shouldn't have been able to. They extended. It just lasted too long. It should have been more like, you know, some kind of way they could have shortened it, micronized it a little bit, and then it probably would, because that the premise for that's a great idea. You know what I'm saying? But I think the basic stuff needs to be like, everyone needs to hit the mandatory poses the same way. You can have your own versions when you do your posing routine and all that, but I'm saying when you're being judged, it needs to be hit at the same time, because you know how everybody be waiting for that, you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Make it more official. That's all. You know, even powerlifting, they have to pick it up and they have to hold it for a certain amount of seconds. I mean, damn, we have nothing official. Nothing. Zero. So just give us a couple of things that are official that everyone in the building can see. And then, I mean, you just have to do that to make it legit. I mean, is it going to make it more exciting? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. But when the audience can know what's going on, not be guessing. Like right now, the only time you know, or you think you know what's going on, is they put somebody in the middle. So when they put somebody in the middle, then you think, oh, well, that person must be first place. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
That's all we got. As a spectator, that's all we got.
You're 100% right.
That's all we got.
Well, I think the fans are going to be looking forward to seeing you in some other venue other than the way they usually see you, which is either guest posing or up on a bodybuilding stage. You're going to be functionally lifting at Bros vs. Pros 10. The X-Man takes on the world at Sunday, March 18th at the West County Health and Fitness Center. That's going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. Toney Freeman will challenge the world. 225 pounds on the bench press, 4 reps for $2,000. I'm excited to see you. Toney, will you be at the Arnold Classic? Will you have a booth?
I will be there. X-Pain will have a booth. I will be there. Looking forward to being at the Arnold, being in the audience, being, not all dieted down. People going to, see me at, 300 plus. Most people don't get to see that. I've been competing for so long. So, yeah, we're going to have a great time. Can't wait. I mean, that's like besides the Olympia, that's like the thing of the year. That's what you got to, if you're in this game, that's what you need to be there.
I know you're going to miss being on stage, but at the same time, I'm sure you're not going to miss the fact that you're not going to be dieting. You could actually enjoy the Arnold for once in your life, and I'm sure.
I'm going to take notes at this show. I'm going to really, be able to sit down, observe the physiques, and take notes because these are all the young guys I got to be dealing with if I plan on sticking around. So,
yeah.
And they're looking so impressive. So, this is going to be like my, I'm going to have to sit there and analyze the situation and, get my game plan together because, some really good talent out there.
There certainly is. And once again, you can see the X-Man at the X-Pain booth at the Arnold Classic or 2 weeks later on Sunday, March 18th at Bros vs. Pros 10. Toney, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks, Dave.
That was the X-Man, Toney Freeman, and he'll be in St. Louis, Missouri, Sunday, March 18th for Bros vs. Pros 10. Always a class act. I love to talk to this guy. He's one of my favorite guys in the industry, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I had to pick a physique that I wanted to have or I would want to possess, it would be the X-Man's physique because he is the X-Man. He's got the small waist. He looks athletic. You got to watch people in person looking at this guy. When he walks through the crowd, people just look at him. And you know what? People like, they can respect his physique. It's not big and freakish, but it's impressive enough that people say, that's what I want to look like. And isn't that what bodybuilding is all about? It's about creating a physique that other people would like to have themselves. It's the superhero, ultimately. And Toney Freeman, in my eyes, is a superhero in this industry and one of the good guys who gives back. And I'm looking forward to seeing him both at the Arnold and then 2 weeks later at Bros vs. Pros 10. For now, though, we're out of time. Until next week, remember, with Heavy Muscle Radio, the truth hurts.
Heavy Muscle Radio is a presentation of RxMuscle.com. The truth in bodybuilding. Tune in next week at the same time for another round with Dave Palumbo only on Heavy Muscle